Hopefully my couple of people. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. Joy is with me tonight, and we're going to be sharing some pretty life-changing information with you that certainly made a difference in our lives. It gave both of us our brains back for different reasons. Mine was hormone balancing, and Joy's recovered from a traumatic brain injury that she lived with for 5.5 years in a dark house. So we're going to share a secret that very few people in this world know about. And we feel so passionate about it. And we think everyone needs to know about this. So that's why we dedicate time on Mondays and Tuesdays to share this groundbreaking technology. So this is technology we're talking about, the use of phototherapy. And this is helping to power up the entire body through the cells to help with energy and focus and boost performance. And it does so much more. But really, what we're talking about with this is the future of medicine is not really about treating illness with the product we're talking about here. We're talking about unlocking the body's innate ability to heal. And it is a game changer and predicated on Albert Einstein and Edison's inventions. And they really predicted this way back when. But before we get started, our standard medical disclaimer that we are not medical professionals. We're not here to diagnose or treat. The information we provide is purely for informational purposes only. And we always want you to work with your medical professional. And we're going to go fairly quickly. I want to give you this website if you want to jot this down, harmonypatching.com. Some great information and resources on there for you. But practitioners have been using light for many, many, many years. I mean, we're going way back, like 1,000 years ago. Light has been very instrumental in the body's change. And they call it photobiomodulation. That means light making change in the body. You see red light therapy, lasers, infrared sauna, MRI, very powerful. But I thought this was pretty astounding that sunlight deficiency is now as deadly as smoking. Really? But they're realizing how important and integral light is in the body. And that's what we're talking about tonight is how to put light in the body so that we can regenerate and repair. This company has spent 10 years in stem cell research and trying to find that beautiful balance in the body because as we get older, we age faster and we heal slower because of our own natural decline of stem cells. And it starts way earlier than you might think. Like at age 30, you've already lost half. When you're 60, I'm going to be 60 in November, we've lost 90% of these repair cells. And that's why we feel aches and pains. We don't have the energy, the stamina, and we have a slower recovery after exercise, and we start to see these little lines and hair loss, and our sleep quality really diminishes. And in our deep dive, we're going to really talk about that part of it too. But what we're talking about tonight is a wearable light technology. It's activating your own dormant repair cells. And this is patented. This is the only company in the entire world where you can get this. And we're talking about elevating, activating, and regenerating. And I have a quick little video here, which I think explains it really well. It's just 2 minutes. Take a listen.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy for improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Heed the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Such beautiful cinematography in that. Do a really good job on their videos. But what we're talking about tonight originated really to target athletes to help power up the mitochondria of their body, give them endurance and recovery and better muscle performance. And you can recognize a lot of these names: Tom Brady, Serena and Venus Williams, Michael Phelps, Mike Tyson. But the company only 5 years ago started targeting people like you and I when they finally figured out, after 10 years in the lab with the X39 patch, how to bring back a peptide that allows our dormant stem cells to come back to life. And that's the first time ever that these repair cells have been able to be reactivated. It was never possible. It's the power of light that did that. And when you activate your own repair cells, there's so many great things that happen for pain reduction. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes here in our deep dive, but inflammation reduction, energy, skin appearance, mental clarity. That's a huge one. We're going to talk about that too. But there's no chemicals, no drugs. We don't have to worry about side effects. And this is a privately held company of 200 plus age reversal patents in America. And this was originally developed for the US Navy SEALs back in 2004. And this is a great website, another one, StartX39 Now. There's a lot of great information. There's a whole science section. This actually resides on both of the websites. And there's an age reversal block that I like here highlighted, the GHK, because the GHK is powerful. It's an anti-aging fountain of youth, if you will. And it is the holy grail of bringing back those dormant repair cells. And they did a study on the cardiovascular system. And after 6 weeks of wearing just the X39, the cardiovascular age reversed about 8 weeks. So that is a day and a third younger for every day you use them. The brain mapping study, I especially love, and Joy does too, because getting your brain back when you think you've lost it and there's no hope is pretty daunting. But I can't even tell you how much better I am cognitively. And what we're looking at here in session one is the baseline of a 77-year-old woman with dementia. There's a lot of heat in her brain. They call it a hot brain. Orange and red signify swelling, inflammation, putting pressure on blood vessels, slowing down nutrients and oxygen getting into the brain, which creates an issue. But here's the cool thing. These patches are just a tool for the body. The body is really doing the heavy lifting work. Session two is the first check-in after she's worn these for just 3 weeks. Look at how different and amazing that brain is in just 3 weeks. And look at 6 weeks, the completion of the study. That is a beautifully balanced brain. And this lady is experiencing, a decrease of inflammation. We get better blood flow when we don't have inflammation to contend with. But her memory, her focus, her cognitive function is really elevated. And that is a changed life right there. And I love to kind of look at under the hood, what does this look like? So here's a woman, October 18th, hadn't yet used a patch. They asked her to sign her name. You can see it's a scribbly mess. October 31st, look at the difference there. And look at that brain. There's a lot of nooks and crannies. And when you get that swelling, it allows things to settle in and they can get worse. There's terms like, the A word where we lose words, and then there's the P word where we lose body function. It all starts right here in the brain, but it doesn't have to always stay that way. We hear a lot of people talk about their improved sleep. That's critically important because it's when we sleep is when the body repairs. And that is really important. The body's purging toxins when we get into that deep level of sleep. And we can do combinations of patches if X39 isn't alone enough for you. But a lot of people it is. I myself, I needed everything. I needed the Alavita and the Silent Night along with the X39, but not everyone does. This is our friend Marcy, and she was literally waiting to die in a chair, her big lazy boy, when her naturopath friend gave her 10 X39s. And she started wearing them day in and day out, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And it really made some big changes for her. She felt the toxins coming out through her mouth. She could taste the metals, the icky chemical taste, the chemo coming out through her back. And at day 10, she had a changed attitude and she felt so much more energetic and hopeful. And she's decided to make sure the world knows about this. And that is really a game changer for her. So look at the difference of her. And she's going strong and still in complete remission after 3 different types of fast-growing cells of the breast, the lymph, and a very aggressive skin cancer. But what we're talking about is age reversal, and that's different than anti-aging, where you just stop where you are. But look at the difference here. Dr. Harmon goes from grandpa to hot dude, and this lady here, wow, 1 year, look at the difference. I don't think these people want their money back. Um, Amazing for what it does for skin and hair. You know, tightening of the décolleté, the turkey neck, and concealing of varicose veins, filling in of hair. Look at this birthmark. Balancing of hormones for cystic acne. This is amazing. And look at these ladies on the left. Is this age reversal? They're younger. Autoimmune. That's when skin is trying to process out toxins that aren't coming out the conventional pathways. They start coming out through our skin. But we can change that. We can turn it around. And it's pretty powerful. It's not just for us humans, though. Our fur babies love these as well. And my friend's blind dog actually regained vision. And this change of that white frosted eye with no pupil, cataracts, was only 1 week. But they've used these on racehorses for years. All kinds of animals are using them. But this is always my favorite part. And I'm going to stop sharing here and we're going to have Jeff, if you could unmute yourself and tell us what were you dealing with before you got the patches and what are you noticing now?
Oh, well, there's actually been a few things, but one thing I noticed, and my wife actually noticed, is that my hair seems to be growing back where I've been, hairless in the center. They call it a cul-de-sac, my kids. Um, for years, it was baby smooth, and now I've got hair growing back. So that's kind of interesting. But more recently, about a month and a half ago, I woke up with an excruciating pain. Didn't know what it was. Went and had an MRI done. They did the wrong arm. So I had to
Oh,
reschedule, but I ended up getting x-rays and they said there's some problem in my shoulder blade in my rotary cuff. And so I'm dealing with that, but I was using IceWave, for pain. And I ran out of IceWave patches a couple of days ago. So I was like, okay, I'm not taking medicines for this pain. It's movement. There's certain movements where I get excruciating pain shooting through my arm. Well, I took 2 Tylenol one time since I've been dealing with all this. I actually found two sets of IceWave today that I didn't know I had. They were in my car. So I put the 2 patches on because I've been without them for a couple of days. And I put the 2 patches on today and I did the clock method. And my pain is almost nil, except for when I move a certain way, it's always there. But for me, I've been wearing the patches because just wear the patches. I didn't know what it was like without wearing the patches because I've been wearing the patches. Well, for the last couple of days, I found out what it's like to not have the patches. And until we can figure out what this is, I put those patches on today, and the pain has been almost mute for today. And I've got another set for tomorrow. And I've ordered some more, obviously, but they have made this bearable. And I don't know if I got to do physical therapy. I don't know if there's surgery. I'm hoping no surgery is involved, but this is what I'm going through right now, out of the blue, and the patches have been wonderful. I didn't know the kind of pain that I would have until I didn't have the patches for a couple of days. So and until we find out what's wrong, what's going on there, I'm going to wear the patches because it minimizes the pain greatly.
oh, wow. I know it is a lifesaver. And Eric had that same experience with that ice wave in under a minute. he just couldn't get over the pain is gone and he couldn't recreate the pain. And that's a pretty great thing. But what it's doing is not just blocking that pain, it is letting the body relax so you can finally get blood flow back in there. And then if you're using X39 and Eon too, then that's when you really start the repair process. So keep using, keep going, and let's skip that surgery. Let's not need that surgery.
Right, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I am wearing the X39. I'm wearing several patches daily. So, you know, I believe in the patches. I think it's not medicine to me, it's technology, and the technology has been a breakthrough as far as I'm concerned. So that's
Oh,
my testimony.
yes. Oh, you're so right. It really is. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate you taking the time to share tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to Joy, and she is going to tell you how you can get your hands on these amazing miracle technology patches, as Jeff calls
Thank,
them.
thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I can, I'm just going to piggyback for a minute on Jeff as well. I had sprained my ankle and fallen down some stairs and my whole body was torqued, and I bracketed my body with 2 sets of IceWave patches, and I did not need any other pain relievers during the whole time of my recovery. And that has been amazing and wonderful. And I'm so grateful for the patches for that. And they've also accelerated my healing, and I'm grateful for that as well. So anyway, so how can you get these patches? Well, first off, we recommend that you get back with the person who invited you. And we'll have a question and answer session at the end, as soon as we're done with this section. Let me tell you about the X patches. We've been talking mostly about the X39 patch. That's the cellular regeneration patch. And then the X49 patch actually helps build fat into muscle faster. It helps with faster recovery after exercise, helps with bone density, metabolism, and also with EMF protection. And these retail for $149.95 for a 30-day supply, but we like to help people get the Costco membership deal and get a wholesale price. And with that, you can get them for $99.95 for a 30-day supply. And that's what we highly recommend. We also suggest that people start with the X39 and the Eon. They are a synergistic combination. The Eon helps lower the inflammation in the body, and then the X39 can go into the repair mode immediately, as opposed to if you have inflammation in the body, then the inflammation can actually eat the repair cells from the X39. And we want them to be able to just go to work instead of having to deal with the inflammation. So that's why we suggest that people do the X39 and the Eon together, because it helps reduce inflammation. It also helps with calming. It's an anti-stress patch, and helps put your body from the fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode back into the rest and digest mode. IceWave, you heard Jeff talk about it. I talked about it briefly, where it literally is a 2-patch system that interrupts the pain signal, and allows, it doesn't do any healing, but it allows your body to take that energy and actually heal with it. And then the Alavita is another fantastic patch. I wear it at night on my third eye. It helps, and actually lately I have actually been wearing some of the older ones on my ankle and other places. So I've been wearing like 3 different Alavita patches, different places, to try and accelerate my healing even more, because it helps with ligament and tendon repair. And I've needed that with my ankle. And I also sprained my big toe on my other foot too. So I've had one on both feet. It helps with decalcifying the pineal gland. It helps with sleeping. And it also helps lengthen our telomeres, which is a direct correlation of the health and wellness of our body and our quality and quantity of life and cells, how they actually duplicate. These patches are support patches. They can be bought for $79.95 for a 30-day supply, or again, the wholesale, which we would recommend, is $49.95. The wholesale packages come in a core pack. If you're an individual person, it's $295 for a one-time use. If you're a couple or there's a couple people, we recommend the advanced pack, and it's $535. And then if you are a provider, or if you have a practice or a big family and you just want a lot, you can get it for $17.50 for the premium pack. We highly, highly recommend that you get signed up with a subscription order when you purchase the patches, because you need consistency to actually have your body do what it needs to do. And I know for myself, I forget to order. I forget, I have all my bills and everything done on auto pay, and really like to have my subscription just pre-ordered so that it comes in the mail and I don't have to worry about running out. Cellergize is something new that LifeWave has come out. David Schmidt just came out with it. It is a supplement that has all of the vitamins and minerals that our body needs during the day for the daytime patches to actually create the new cells that are needed, which I think is completely amazing. So you don't have to, try to figure out getting all the different pieces. It's the materials that are needed for cell creation. So between Cellergize and enough water, you will have what your body needs to actually create new, healthy, beautiful cells. Next slide, please. I can't wait until next month when the water machine comes out. It's super exciting. This is brand new technology that has never been seen before. They had to create a whole type of new patent for it. And it's light infused water. And they're seeing great success within 15 seconds to 2 minutes. Everybody felt the difference in their body and was able to recognize a difference. They're seeing bones patching super fast and all kinds of other things in their trials that they're doing. Every Monday and Tuesday night, you can find Tracey and I and Cammie here on Zoom with you. We start at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And on Mondays, we just do an intro. On Tuesdays, we do an intro, and then we do some deep dive on some other health issue. Wednesdays, Marcy does a Zoom at 4 o'clock, and I recommend that you check that out as well. Next slide, please. So what do you do next? We're going to stay on here for a few minutes, and in between the deep dive and this presentation, and answer some questions for you. Get back to the person who invited you. I also dropped some different flyers into the chat, an order form, what to expect, just a brief overview of the different patches. We can help you curate a specific package for each of you. And these patches are considered a wellness product. And so FDA regulations do not allow the company to actually state all of the things that they can do. It just, they have to, just say they increase energy, they help with sleep. But they cannot tell about all of the amazing, wonderful things that they do for us and our health and our wellness. And so they rely on us as individuals to actually share with other people and let them know. And they utilize us as marketing and give us a thank you check. I know for myself, because of my brain injury, because I was non-functioning, I wasn't able to get out of the house very often. I had terrible sensory overwhelms and sensory hangovers, that for me, it was a huge thing, and I feel a social responsibility to share. And I want to ask each and every one of you today, what do you want your quality and quantity of life to be in the future? For me, I am getting younger. I'm enjoying better quality of life. I'm enjoying being able to do all kinds of other wonderful things. Next. And now we're going to stop the recording. Thank you, Tracey, and stop sharing. And if anybody has any questions, we're open